I have philanthropic operations in advanced medical research, in education through Dojo, and the environment through a charity that I set up called We Forest that plants trees. And we plant trees not for individual people so much as we plant them for big corporations to offset their carbon footprints. And how we plant the trees is rather unique because we have this big crisis in the environment. We spent years figuring out how can you really sustainably plant a tree, and we figured it out. You pay village women in developing nations around the equator to plant the trees for you, to nurture them, and you make sure that they understand the principles of a thing called permaculture, so they create food forests. And the trees grow food, income, medical crops, all sorts of things that mean that they have a self-interest in preserving that forest that you pay them to grow. And the great thing is, because the labour cost is low, and it's very sustainable, you don't need to buy land, etc., you can actually sell that tree on to a corporate and they can carbon certify it. In fact, we've just done a deal with an oil company. We're going to be the first carbon neutral oil company on the planet, albeit a small one. Nevertheless, that's part of the struggle. What's the resolution for We Forest? Which is what it's called. The end of climate change. That will be our resolution. Big promise. Even if we don't get there ourselves, if enough people start planting trees, you're done. In fact, we used to have a trillion trees on planet Earth. We chopped down 600 billion. If we put them back around the equator, and trust me, there is actually enough empty land to do that, and we put them back sustainably, we actually have a fairly good shot at reversing climate change in a very, very cost-effective way. We actually sell our trees for 21 cents each, which is pretty cool. In fact, it's so cool that we got the price down that we sell them to retailers like Deli France who sell croissants and things. One of our best campaigns is buy two, get one tree. Always get a laugh in there if you can. The thing I love about paraprosdokians, that unexpected thing gets you a laugh, gets people to remember your brand, gets people to remember what you're doing.
What do you mean by 21 cents or buy a tree or whatever it is? I mean, you sell in order for a company.
So when Deli France sells two croissants, they're bundling two croissants, which means that they've saved their acquisition cost. The acquisition cost on a croissant is actually 15 cents, marketing and everything else. When they bundle it, they save 15 cents. They give us that 15 plus another 6, and we plant a tree for them in honour of that customer's purchase. And it works. People love planting trees for their snacks.
So you pay
and it's tax deductible.
You pay the villager.
Nearly all of that. All but a fraction of a cent for whatever the transaction cost is. We Forest is again not for profit. The village women get paid not just to plant the tree, but they actually get paid in terms of training. We do vocational training, entrepreneurial training, and permaculture training. Because it's no good to have just throw money at them and say, there you go, you've actually got to do a holistic thing. And in fact, if you want to look at transforming any economy, empowering the women of that economy pretty much does it for you. The only economies where women are disempowered and they're thriving are ones that have huge resource bases. Saudi Arabia, for instance. And even there, the cracks are starting to show. So anybody else ever tried to create a story? That was a story about a game. Anyone tried to create their own story?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a process of recreating yourself.
Yes.
When you're going back to college and changing your career.
Yes. Excellent.
So, I suppose for the past few years I've been going to college by night.
Yes.
And trying to go into public relations.
Yes.
And then my struggle has been that I end up working on internships, working for free.
Right.
Continuously going
That's
to college.
actually your pain.
Well, that's my pain, that's my
Yes.
struggle too.
Your struggle has been that you've been going to college nights.
Yeah.
For how long?
4 years.
Okay, now let me play that back to you just very quickly. I have been going to college for 4 years at night while I've been keeping my other job down so I can become excellent at public relations, wasn't it?
Public relations.
Yeah. Can you hear how that gives you a certain amount of credibility? Just the fact that you've gone every night to study this stuff is struggle enough to get you a paid job. It's just that you haven't said it that way. It's not just what you say, it's also how you say it. PR, come on.
PR, indeed, yeah.
Spin, Laio, spin.
I don't believe PR is spin though. I think like what you were saying about integrity.
I'm not saying PR is spin. I'm
Yeah.
saying that spin is an important tool in the PR toolbox. Coda Dojo would not have worked if we had called it its original name, Saturday Morning Programming Club for Kids. Right? That just wouldn't have worked. We have one rule: be cool. It wouldn't pass. Coda Dojo, on the other hand, that works. The difference between Coda Dojo and Saturday Morning Programming Club for Kids is pretty much spin. There's not much content difference, and there is a little, but not a lot. There's a huge difference in how it's perceived and heard. I would suggest the best PR tells the truth in an interesting way. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
So, when I say your struggle is that you showed up at college, what did you do previously?
What did I do previously?
Yeah. Or what do you still do? I mean, what's your day job?
Well, my day job, I'm still working as an intern, an unpaid intern.
Okay, and before you were paid doing what?
I was always in public relations or event management.
Okay, event management, which is not the world's most fun job.
I love it.
You do? Okay, so why are you doing PR?
Because I could never get a paid good job doing event management or public relations without qualifications.
Okay, so if you were to sum up what you were doing previously, what was the job you hated the most?
Database management.
Okay, excellent. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay. Can you hear a different slant on the story for struggle? Might be, I was in database management and I hated it. And I spent a lot of time on event management and PR, and I've put all my love into it because I love it. And I'm now going to make somebody really happy because they're going to employ me to be their PR and event management person.
Except I'm doing database management at the moment.
Can you see you hate that, right?
Yeah.
Right? So there's nothing in that except. Right? You're doing database management and you hate it,
Yeah.
is your pain.
Yeah.
People buy into that. Hell, I wouldn't want to be a DBMS manager.
But I'm doing it because of the result it's going to become.
Right, but you hate it.
I hate it, but I hate what I'm doing right now, but it's what it's going to evolve into.
You're going to evolve database management into PR?
It's how it'll be communicated.
Okay. How?
How I'm actually building the content through database management for a website that will give every resource under the sun for entrepreneurs setting up in the Cork region.
Okay, quick question. Didn't you tell me that you hate database management?
I do hate it,
Right.
but there's sometimes you have to do things.
So you're saying it's in the necessary evil category?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So is your objective to employ somebody else to be miserable doing the database management?
No, but this is the worst part of it, and
Okay.
it will become better.
Okay, so you could reframe your struggle as I'm putting, I am, crawling across a planet of broken glass here, making the ultimate database management system to support fantastic entrepreneur and PR.
Yeah.
Right? That can be your struggle. Right? The database management, the sacrifice can be your struggle. People, especially in Ireland, I think, respect sacrifice, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they don't respect unnecessary sacrifice, but it sounds like you might be coming up with something good.
Mm.
Can you see there's a difference there in how you put that?
Yeah.
So how would you put it now?
How would I put it now?
What's the pain that you're going to solve? Not your pain, somebody else.
No, the pain I'm going to solve, I suppose, for other people is putting one resource into one area. It's going to be like a one-stop shop.
That's a solution. What's the pain?
The pain
Yeah.
for other people is the vast amount of information there is available, but you have to go trudging through so many different sites.
Can you
to gather
quantify
the
it?
information.
Can you quantify the pain?
No.
Always good if you can quantify what the pain is. So, did you know entrepreneurs spend on average 6 months of their life trying to figure out just where to get the resources from? I'm making it up, but you see what I mean? There's a pain. Nicely quantified. Oh, I can relate to that. I want to be an entrepreneur. You want to be an entrepreneur? You can relate to that. The struggle is, you've sacrificed yourself on the altar of the database to actually produce something that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
The resolution is you're going to make a lot of people very happy, and you're only going to charge them a little fee for it.
It's going to be free.
It's going to be free, even better. How are you going to make money?
Well, I'm an intern, I'm not.
So is it your idea?
It's not my idea, no.
Right, okay. So what's your idea?
I have loads of ideas.
Okay. Everybody has loads of ideas, by the way. Did you see in the video the difference between an idea and a movement? I mean, there are very few examples that I've ever seen of traction occurring in real time, like that video. No, it wasn't. Derek was actually filming it from his smartphone at the concert. I don't know. But yeah, somebody just happened to see this nutcase doing this stuff, and they just kept filming him because they thought he was funny. And movement arose, just like that. One of the things that you want to be really clear about in your story is you've got to be easy to follow, as Derek said. Right? You've got to be super easy to follow. So